Hello everyone, Mike Starks with Remax Town & Country here with the year-end real estate report for 2020. And what a crazy year it's been. Who would have thought a pandemic would make everybody want to run out and go buy a new house? But like I talked about last time, there's just a lot of folks still wanting out of the big city. And with so many companies allowing work from home, I'm still really bullish, and I think rural America is just going to see a big resurgence still over the next few years. But as usual, let's just jump straight to the numbers. As I always do, I like comparing 2020 to the previous year. So let's just start off with the overall sales for Gillespie County. In 2019, we had total dollar sales in Gillespie County of a little over $256 million, which was a record year for real estate. But we've absolutely shattered that number in 2020 with an astonishing $411 million in total sales. That's an increase of 47.8% over the previous record year. And just for fun, I took a look back 10 years. In 2010, we'd sold $75 million. So today we're selling like 5 times more real estate than we were just 10 years ago. And it's not just the total dollar sales that have gone up, it's the sheer number of individual properties being sold. Like for 2019, we'd sold 576 properties in Gillespie County. In 2020, we sold 796 individual properties. So that's an increase of 27.7% over the previous year. And again, just to look back 10 years, in 2010, we'd sold 246 properties. And again, you compare that to 796 in 2020. That's a 70% increase in the number of properties changing hands from just 10 years ago. So let's move into in-town home sales in the Fredericksburg city limits. Again, here we saw really some large increases in activity. In 2019, we'd sold a total dollar amount of a little over $100 million. And then if we look at 2020, we've sold almost $150 million in total volume in town. So that was like 41.9% up over 2019's record-setting year. And we also saw a really strong 21.4% increase in the total number of homes that were sold in the city limits. And for better or worse, all this demand, has made home prices continue to tick up. We've ended 2020 with an average home price in the city limits of $457,304. You compare that to the end of 2019, when we'd ended with an average home price of $390,150. That's a 14.7% increase in 1 year. And I've said this in the past, but I really like using the price per foot more as a metric for pricing than just looking at the average price of a home. So looking at those numbers, in 2019, the average price per foot of a home in town was $213.62. And 2020, we ended at $237.39 per foot. So that's an increase of 10.2%. Moving on to city lots. City lots were also really through the roof this year, with the average lot price in town ending at $77,942. You compare that to 2019, where we ended at $73,166. That's 6.2% increase in the price of a lot. But what was really enormous was just the demand for lots. In 2019, we'd sold 52 city lots. In 2020, 111 lots. So, that's more than double. Then the segment that probably saw the highest gains overall from the previous year was just rural property outside of the city limits. Rural land sales in Gillespie County were just, like I said, through the roof. In 2019, for the whole county, raw land, we'd sold 3,512 acres. In 2020, that number jumped up to 7,554 acres. To put that in dollar figures, in 2019, we'd sold a little over $44 million worth of raw land in the county. In 2020, a little over $102 million. That's a 66.5% increase in raw land sales. And that just, like everything, has caused the price per acre to kind of creep up pretty much across the board. We ended 2020 with an average price per acre of $13,508. And of course, the price per acre varies greatly depending on the size of the tract. So just to kind of break it down into categories for you, like the 1 to 5 acre tract ended with an average of $57,308 per acre. 6 to 10 acre tracts averaged 24,321 per acre. 11 25 acre tracts in Gillespie County ended 2020 at 16,735 per acre. The 26 to 50 acre range came in at 17,873. And on that number, that's a little high because there were a couple sales out on 290 East, which really sold for a lot and kind of skewed the numbers a little bit. Then let's see, 51 to 100 acre tracts, the average price there was 13,609 per acre. 100 to 250 acre tracts was at $8,930 per acre. And lastly, for just anything over 250 acres, we ended the year with an average of $8,407 per acre. And then homes on acreage, that was also on fire. For 2020, we sold $129 million. You compare that to $65 million in 2019. So that's almost a 50% increase right there as well. Probably the only segment of the market that was a little slower than 2019 was commercial sales. But, you know, that's pretty easy to see with all the lockdown stuff that's been happening. You know, not too many folks are out there looking to open a restaurant or a bar right now with all the uncertainty. And you know, and I'm sure we're probably due for some sort of a lockdown as soon as Biden is installed. But I would suspect by summer there's going to probably be some sort of game plan in place, and I think folks will start feeling more confident about starting a new commercial venture later this year. So I don't see that as a major drawback or major hiccup this year. So what do I see coming for the next year? You know, for better or worse, I think 2021 is going to be another crazy year with demand staying just at an extremely high rate with supply remaining really low, which means I'm also thinking we're going to see some high appreciation rates this year. I mean, let's face it, we're seeing really some huge demographic shifts. There's tons of money and industry just pouring into Texas right now. I mean, you just look at Oracle and Tesla and, you know, the PayPal guys moving his stuff to Austin. And that just means a lot of high-paying jobs are moving to Texas. And with the ability to work from home, I think Fredericksburg is going to remain a very attractive spot to live. You know, I'm really not sure if all this is going to be a positive change for Texas in the long run. But I guess that's beyond the scope of my real estate report. So I'll just end by saying that 2021, we're really likely to see another very busy year. If you're looking to sell a property, you're probably going to be really happy this year as it's going to remain a seller's market. If you're a buyer right now, you know, you may have a hard time swallowing the prices today, but if you can afford it, I'd say go ahead and hold your nose and make the purchase, because even if you're paying top end today, I think in 5 years you'll look back at the purchase and, you know, you'll feel like a genius for making the investment. So anyway, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, there should be a link somewhere around here to my website. I've got all the stats there plus more at smikestarks.com, and thanks for watching.